Have you ever asked yourself why so many people begin to fade physically and mentally just a few short years after turning 80? It's not a coincidence. It's not just old age, and it's certainly not inevitable. What if I told you that there are four hidden forces quietly working behind the scenes, slowly stealing your energy, clarity, and strength, even if you feel perfectly healthy right now? In this video, we're going to uncover these four silent but powerful reasons why many people don't live long or live well after 80. These aren't just guesses or folk wisdom. They're backed by decades of medical research, real-life stories, and the lived experience of countless people who thought they were doing everything right until their health suddenly changed. And here's the truth. Living a long life isn't about trying to be young forever. It's about staying strong, independent, and clear-minded for as long as you possibly can. So stay with me until the very end, because the fourth reason might just be the most surprising and the most critical to your future. Let's dive in. One, silent inflammation, the hidden fire that ages you from within. One of the greatest threats to your body after 80 doesn't come from accidents, infections, or diseases you can see. It comes from something invisible, quiet, creeping. It's called inflammaging, a slow-burning, low-grade inflammation that builds up inside your body over the years and speeds up the aging process from the inside out. Unlike the swelling you feel when you sprain your ankle or cut your finger, this type of inflammation doesn't hurt. It doesn't come with a warning label. It doesn't make a big scene. But make no mistake, it's damaging your tissues, your organs, your joints, your brain, and even your immune system silently. This inflammation can come from decades of everyday stress, eating processed foods, breathing in pollution, sitting too long, sleeping too little, and even exposure to chemicals in your water or home. And the worst part, by the time symptoms finally show up, fatigue, memory lapses, achy joints, it's already been doing its damage for years. Let me tell you about George, age 82. He never smoked, he rarely drank. He walked his dog every morning without fail. By all accounts, he was doing everything right, but he couldn't shake the constant stiffness in his joints. He felt foggy in the afternoons and tired after even a simple errand. His regular doctor told him everything looked fine. His blood pressure, normal, cholesterol under control, but something still felt off. It wasn't until George visited a specialist that they ran deeper tests and discovered elevated levels of inflammatory markers in his blood. No obvious disease, no clear diagnosis, just a body quietly inflamed, wearing down piece by piece. The scary truth is this. As we age, our body's ability to fight off inflammation weakens. That snack you could eat in your 50s, now it spikes your inflammation. That restless night of sleep, it now affects your immune response for days. Chronic inflammation after 80 is a quiet thief. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, type 2 diabetes, frailty, and even depression. But here's the hope you can cool this inner fire. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive treatments. Nature has already provided the tools if you're willing to use them. Start with simple thing. Eat more anti-inflammatory foods. Think leafy greens, berries, nuts, and fatty fish like salmon. Move your body every day, even just a walk around the block. Sleep well, even if it means creating a consistent wind-down routine. Or reduce stress by journaling, praying, meditating, or simply breathing deeply for a few minutes a day. Each of these small habits turns down the dial on inflammation. And the earlier you start, the better your chances of staying sharp, strong, and mobile beyond your 80s. So ask yourself, is something quietly burning beneath the surface? 2. Muscle loss, the quiet shrinking that steals your strength. Imagine this. You go to open a jar and realize it's harder than it used to be. You rise from your favorite chair, and feel a moment of hesitation in your legs. You stop using the stairs, not because you can't, but because they just feel a little too difficult. This is how muscle loss begins. Slowly, subtly, silently. After age 60, we begin to lose muscle mass naturally. But after 80, this process called sarcopenia accelerates rapidly. What starts as a minor inconvenience can quickly become a major risk. You might think muscles are just for lifting things or staying strong, but they do so much more. Your muscles are your built-in safety system. They help with balance and coordination, blood sugar regulation, protecting your joints, maintaining a healthy metabolism, and most importantly, preventing falls. Let me introduce you to Frank, age 84. A retired math teacher, sharp as a tack, still living alone and enjoying his independence. One afternoon, Frank tripped on the edge of a rug and fell. He broke his hip. It was a routine slip, nothing dramatic. But for Frank, that fall was life-changing. He had always considered himself sturdy. He walked often. But after his accident, he realized he'd quietly lost strength. Muscles he once had were gone. And with that strength went his stability, his confidence, and for a time, his independence. The fall led to weeks in bed. That time in bed caused more muscle loss. And before long, he was using a walker just to move around the house. This is the vicious cycle that muscle loss can trigger after 80 weakness, falls, hospital stays, more weakness, loss of freedom. But here's what too many people still don't know. Muscle loss is not inevitable. Yes, aging makes it harder, but not impossible. In fact, you can build muscle well into your 80s and beyond if you give your body the chance. Here's what helps. Resistance training. Light weights or resistance bands a few times a week can work wonders. Daily movement. Even simple things like standing up from a chair without using your hands build strength. Protein-rich meals. Eggs, beans, lean meats, yogurt. These feed your muscles what they need to repair and grow. Gentle stretching keeps your body mobile and prevents stiffness that leads to falls. You don't need to be a gym rat or lift heavy. You just need to stay engaged with your body. Think about this. Being strong after 80 isn't about bench pressing a lot of weight. It's about being able to carry your groceries, climb your stairs, get out of bed safely, and play with your grandkids without fear. Your muscles are the silent guardians of your independence. Let them shrink and you shrink your life. But nourish them, move them, and they'll give you the gift of freedom, even decades past 80. If you're still with me so far, and you're finding this valuable, take a moment to comment the number 2 down below. That lets me know you're here, you're learning, and you're invested in your future. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is all about empowering you with real practical tools to stay healthy and independent well into your 80s and beyond. We still have 2 powerful reasons to go, and trust me. The 4th one might just change how you think about your daily life. Let's keep going. So we've seen how inflammation and muscle loss can quietly take their toll after 80. But there's another silent force just as powerful and just as overlooked. One that holds the key to healing, clarity, and strength. That force is sleep. Each night while you sleep, your body enters a powerful state of repair. It's not just rest, it's restoration. Your brain begins its cleanup work, clearing out waste and toxins. Your immune system recalibrates, preparing to defend you the next day. Cells regenerate. Hormones rebalance. Sleep is the body's quiet repair shop. But when sleep becomes shallow or fragmented, that critical maintenance doesn't happen as it should. The gears slow down, the systems falter, the damage accumulates. Take Alice, for example. She's 86, full of warmth and sharp wit. For years, she brushed off waking up several times a night. She'd say with a shrug, "That's just what happens when you get old." No big deal, she thought. But over time, subtle changes crept in. Her memory began to feel foggy, like a window with condensation. She found herself forgetting where she left her keys or losing the thread of a conversation. Her energy dipped. She felt tired even after a full night in bed. She began catching colds more easily, her resilience fading. Eventually, during a routine checkup, her doctor sat her down and gently explained something most people don't realize. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's essential for brain function and immune strength, especially in later life. That conversation was a wake-up call for Alice. She decided to make sleep a priority, not just something that happens, but something to protect. She started going to bed at the same time each night. She limited her afternoon coffee and swapped her evening wine for calming herbal tea. She opened her curtains in the morning to soak up natural light. She made her bedroom cool, quiet, and free of glowing screens. Little by little, things changed. Her thoughts sharpened. Her stamina improved. And perhaps most importantly, she felt more like herself again. Many people assume that poor sleep is simply part of aging, something you have to accept. But that's not entirely true. While aging may change sleep patterns, there are still simple, powerful ways to improve the quality of your rest. A few consistent habits can make a world of difference. Stick to a regular bedtime even on weekends. Limit caffeine and alcohol, especially in the evening. Get exposure to natural light in the morning. It helps regulate your internal clock. Create a cool, dark, quiet sleep environment like a cave made for rest. Move your body during the day, even gently. A short walk or some light stretching can deepen your sleep at night. After 80, sleep becomes just as important as food movement or medication. It shapes how clearly you think. It affects how steady your steps are, how strong your immune defenses remain, and how much energy you have to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. It's not about sleeping more hours. It's about sleeping better. Prioritizing that may be one of the first of the smartest and kindest things you can do for yourself. Because good sleep doesn't just help you live longer, it helps you live better. Reason 4, loneliness and the loss of daily purpose. And now we come to something even more hidden, something that doesn't show up on scans or blood tests, but has real physical consequences. It's loneliness.